it going, guys? Welcome to the second part of Crossout test server. There were a few things that we didn't cover in the last video, which I kind of want to catch up on today. And then the thing that I think that no one has really addressed: what will this all mean, and when will we see all of these things that we see in the test server? How will it affect end gameplay and stuff like that? Because everyone is like talking about what they've found, and you know, this is what we get, this is what we see, these changes are here. That's all been covered. So I was actually in the beginning wondering, do I even need to do this video, because there are so many people who has already covered all of the content. But I still see a lot of unhappiness amongst a lot of people, and I honestly think that unhappiness needs to be addressed. And yeah, I have probably also provoked a lot of unhappiness with the state of the game, but I also see this patch as a welcoming to different, better gameplay in Crossout. So I really think that we should embrace all of the stuff that we're getting. One of the things that we didn't cover last time is the fact that if you go to the factions now, you can find pretty much all of the Knight Rider stuff that was there early on. The Pulsar is here. If we go to the Epic Crafting, then the Photon is here. Firestarters now have the Hobby, and so on and so on. Steppenwolves with the Bastion. Nomads can now craft the Arbiter. And I've seen that this created a ton of panic on the market. You know, everyone is selling out their Pulsars, their Hobbies, the Bastions. Everything is just being sold because everyone is expecting this to arrive next week. Unless all of these people who both have been talking about it and doing videos on it know something that the public do not know, then all the devs have said is that we're going to get that stuff in 2020. So I honestly think that the reason that they're throwing this out here is because most of you guys have been asking for it. Like, we've all been asking for a more transparent development of this game so that we can actually follow the way that this game progresses. The devs have been giving us this by actually showing us all of these test servers pretty much every other week. Now it has been at least the pattern for some time. So, you know, why not welcome all of these changes? Why not welcome the fact that they actually show us all of this? Why not welcome, you know, that you can now go in here, you can see from the test server. Like, I didn't get to craft a hobby cabin. What do I do? Well, the recipe is here. Save the materials. You might be a new player waiting for your first epic, and then you know, bam, it's within line of sight. That's great. This is probably, and again, don't quote me on it because I cannot confirm it. That's just what I know. But this will probably hit the freaking servers after the Christmas event, because I know the devs are really busy with the Christmas event. There's been a lot of spoilers about that as well, which is also another thing that we might need to address with the market. A possible new relic cannon has been announced, and I've seen that, you know, the Mammoth is literally exploding in price. Uranium is exploding in price after the leaks were sort of revealed to the public on YouTube. Hold your horses for a bit. We might get it. We will probably get it. There is some really good information out on the new relic cannon, so it will probably be here. But besides that, we have no clue when it's gonna come. So just chill for a bit. Don't always, you know, panic fully because someone tells you to do it in a YouTube video. This might come after some time. So no, I personally do not believe that we've been screwed over with the Knight Riders event even more than we felt back then, because back then, yeah, we did feel screwed over. But still, these changes are far out, so don't panic so much with your stuff. That's what I'm trying to say, pretty much. I still believe, like everyone else, that the Knight Riders event was a bit unnecessary to some of us. If they wanted to give us those previous items, they could have just put them in workbenches and stuff. But we're not here to talk about that right now, because I already addressed that a lot. Yeah, good. Over with that one. Next up with the changes, a lot of people already also have opinions on, you know, goblins, and with the Goliath tracks and these so-called popular sandwiches that everyone sometimes have something against. Basically, a lot of people were like, well, the only reason that people complain about sandwiches is because they cannot play against them, just because they try to, you know, the argument was that we as endgame players take our heavy weaponry down into 5,000 power score, and then we get destroyed by them. And honestly, I feel like there is two things wrong with that sentence. First of all, the fact that a 5,000 power score build made out of blue parts and 2 epic movement parts can take out relic weapons if that happens. And don't get me wrong, there might not be something wrong with it, because at 5,000 power score, people should be on even terms no matter what weapon they bring, basically. And the weaponry should sort of scale upwards. So, you know, if you try to bring low weapons at a higher power score, then you might not do as good. But at lower power score, then I honestly feel like the devs have done so fine. But some people even took it to the next step and was like, yeah, the goblins, just because the goblins dominate you at lower power scores, then there is something wrong. Then the blue weapon is too strong. If it is superior to a relic weapon at the same power score, I mean, then there is just something wrong with the weapon. in my personal opinion. And again, relics shouldn't be dominant there. That's not what I'm saying. The relics, of course, relics shouldn't be dominant in the low power score because they're not meant to be played there. So they should, you know, just be on even terms. And if they are that, then that's great. But blues should not be dominant the other way around. And also for the Goliath track, some people complained that they were buff or nerfing them, so they no longer wanted to go for that pack, and then, you know, screw the devs, you cannot have my money anyways. Most people, because they wanted to buy the pack, was because of the pure strength of that pack. Because the tracks were so, you know, of course it looks funny to play. If it's strong as hell, then it looks funny to play. When I pick up my horizontal mandrake to play that in a game, you guys find it amusing to see because it fucking one-shots people out of nowhere. That is funny to play, and people then want to play it. This one is just dreadful to play because of the fact that it is so freaking slow. But yeah, besides that, not really. And another good news, by the way, amongst the changes to the Goliath tracks, as you can see, the horizontal mandrake still works. Mostly what they changed was just the turning radius, but since we still have the halbers and the legs here, this thing can actually turn around just fine. So that is really good. Something else that someone asked me to actually have a look at was to try to see if we can look at the differences between the Goliath tracks and just regular tracks. So let's actually go ahead and try that because someone wanted to see it compared to armor tracks. I can test both here, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's just grab something that we didn't want to go to the market game. And then go, let's grab some Goliath. We still did not want to go to the market. Impressive. That's actually funny that it does that. But yeah, so that is another thing people have talked about while we are assembling this thing. We can also talk about the fact that, you know, some different Christmas stuff has also been found. Some people found something under your the reward section in here, on the guide section, where the new rim thingy was from the new possible Christmas pack, which is also a big possible, but it's pretty much confirmed now since it was in here. I cannot seem to find it anymore, so I cannot even show you guys. So go check out I know Coalfire found it in his video, so there you can see it with an English description and everything. But yeah, he basically has it in there. Now this will be a very, very highly professional test, which is basically, you know, developed based on a, you know, set of fixed methods so that I can replicate this test again with different tracks to perfection. What the fuck is that? I'm not even kidding, that scared the shit out of me. What is, I mean, where the frick did that come from? Like, what the shit? What is going on? Why is that dude in my garage? He's a friend of mine on the oh, does he want to kill me now? I would honestly highly appreciate it if that bot was not in here. Okay, he definitely wants to kill me. That's just let's ignore that. We were testing the Goliath tracks compared to the armor tracks, and what we're gonna go for here is we're gonna try to see the turning radius, which one has the bigger turning radius. And as I said, we have like a nice method set up for it so that we're simply gonna go ahead to the sign and turn around. All right, so right about here. So that is a little less than a half of the screen distance to that thingy on my right side, that house right there. You see, very, very professionally tested. Now let's try that with armor tracks, because you can still play these goblin builds with just the armor tracks as well. Would you stop going to the market, please? Oh, I know why. Because I'm an idiot. Well, doesn't matter. Let's get that. There we go. Beautiful. And let's go for this one. Now, do note that the armor tracks are actually going just a tiny bit quicker, 50 instead of 45. So the turn should be somewhat better, but let's see what happens here when we go this way. And we turn. And that is actually quite interesting because now the turn radius is pretty much the same, isn't it? This one was a tiny bit better, but really not a lot, actually. So I'm guessing that they probably had the same before. Now I don't have any tracks besides those, so I actually cannot go ahead and test the smaller tracks. But this track is quicker, and as you can see, in general, it drives better, and it's quicker at turning, you know, with the speed and everything. And if you want numbers, go ask Coalfire if you can do it. Because I simply do not focus on that. Stop being in my garage. And also, another thing that we actually haven't talked about is the fact that we're getting new call signs. We got the sorry call sign some time ago. And even though that is a nice thing to have, you know, because sometimes you actually ram an ally and you didn't mean it. But for some people, people, they just go absolutely ape shit as soon as you hit them. So, you know, now you can at least say sorry and hopefully just descale the situation just a little bit. Besides that, we have a new one, which is, I think this is where sorry will be moved to. And then watch out, we've actually also gotten, which will then be the old sorry as far as I know. As you can see here, if you go to controls, and then we go look at these, we have a thank you now as well. And we have, which will probably be the future sorry. So watch out will come back in here. Watch out is really good because it's good at bringing attention to a situation. If your team is not paying attention, maybe watch out because someone is pushing you right, or maybe watch out because someone is pushing you left. Nice. But then a thank you and a sorry, which is also always good. You know, we need more. This might, and I'm a very naive person, I will admit that, this might actually downscale a bit of the toxicity in the game, you know, during a game, because quite frankly, most of the time you actually didn't mean it when you rammed into one of your allies. So you can say sorry now in a good many, or you could do that before, but you know, yeah, hopefully. I'm delusional, I know, and that is just a part of being me, so it is what it is. But it's, yeah, let's see what happens with it, let's just say that. And last of all, I generally really welcome these changes. I think it's a really freaking amazing change, to be quite honest. Pulsars are going to be widely available. It's a really good weapon, and hopefully we will see even more of them in Clan Wars, because it is a viable weapon and it is quite good. Hopefully even more people can get to play with the hobby cabin, because not only is it a beautiful cabin, it's also a really great cabin, so people have more things that they can grind towards for their first epic. Getting a cabin as your first epic is a good idea sometimes, if you would like to play with more weapons, or you would like to play, you know, with just additional a specific perk or something like that. Maybe you want to build a big tank. Well, the Bastion is a freaking good choice for a big tank, so go ahead, be my guest, go and do it. I think it's really nice to see, and I really just want to address the fact that the devs are, in my opinion, doing what we have been asking for, exactly what we have been asking for. So I also think people as a community should just downscale the unhappiness just a tiny bit every once in a while, because they are listening. Obviously they are listening. We've never seen this many spoilers for upcoming changes before since we started talking about it. So honestly, yeah, freaking amazing. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I'm stalling it quite a lot. Should we just, as a final thing, because I'm actually really curious about this, go check out what the improved geeses or guises, what do you call them in English? Someone tell me down below. Like, just, you know, with that spelling language or pronunciation language, tell me how you say it, because I have no clue. Let's go to Nokugrad once more. Let's just add, you know, an enemy. There we go. And let's go try those thingies again and see what happens. Alrighty, and we are here on the map once again. Still gotta say, it's a beautiful map. Look at that. Oh my goodness, look at the reflections in the parts, even because the sun is like pretty low, I would say. Let's see what happens here. Can we actually, like, oh, just missed it. Okay, that one just flew up again, so this one should go. There we go. Oh my, okay, that is definitely an improved impulse. Let's see if we can sit on it here. Oh, maybe just degun this dude here. Wow, that is some aim I have here, which is absolutely magnificent. Let's just go. I wonder if the bubble will actually, like, yeah, you definitely get thrown around with these now. The hover was barely affected before, so that is definitely a good thing. Will you just, oh my god, this butt is gonna kill me, dudes. And you're gonna have to sit through me getting killed by this butt. There we go, that's another one gone. That's another one gone. So he's degunned. He's gonna go to the base now, which is good. So yeah, we are indeed seeing, imagine if you just come strolling around here and you just get punched by that. That will be annoying most of the time, and that will throw you off. And honestly, I find that quite cool. I'm not sure if I find it, like, Clan Wars viable, but I find it pretty cool. And it's a great map. And again, just as an ending note here, please update the Clan Wars map rotation. You've outputted some pretty solid maps, besides Crater, over the last couple of months. So keep that going. See if you can actually give us, you know, some of these new maps before. Holy shit, he repaired it. That's not good. You've given us some pretty beautiful maps here since... Jesus Christ. Dude. Chill. I can repair too, okay? Look at the meter going up. This is why we do not need repair. Repair's been interrupted. You're absolutely right, it has. Christ, tap firing bots. But nevertheless, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. Let's just send this guy here. Pulling a no-look here. I have no clue if I'm actually hitting him. There we go. It's a good patch, in my opinion. Or these are good changes that are coming. We don't even know how many patches this is stretched over. They haven't said anything about this. This is not specific for one patch. This is just changes that we are looking at right now. So, all in all, I think it's a welcome change. I hope you guys do too. If not, tell me what you are unhappy about down below. Until next time, thank you so much for tuning into this video. On the verge of 4K subscribers, let's make this the video that brings us to 4K. Thank you so much for the support. Bye bye.